Greetings, all you shinobi out there. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with more reaction jutsu. This time, yet another Naruto side story has been adapted into manga form. Naruto, Konoha story, the Steam Ninja Scrolls, the manga. What's that you say? This was already adapted in the Boruto anime. I don't watch that. Yeah, I'm sorry to say I don't regularly watch the Boruto anime. I pop in every now and again just to check out a few things here and there. But I had originally told myself once I finished my rewatch of Naruto, going through all the filler and such. Why are you watching filler? Don't ask questions. I just wanted to watch the series from start to finish, and I just haven't gotten back to it. And I told myself I'd go into Boruto after the fact, so it's been a hot minute. So when I saw they released it in manga form, I figured, hey, why not let this be my first interaction with this storyline? That way I can appreciate it for what it is instead of just disregarding it as Boruto filler, like I've seen a lot of people have online, especially considering that it actually does something, if even just a little bit, with a member of the Sarutobi family. None other than Asuna and Kurenai's daughter, Mirai. Feels kind of ironic that she's getting a little bit more shine than Konohamaru, but hey, let's check it out and see what the legacy of Sarutobi entails, shall we? We see Mirai standing before the Hokage monument. She thinks to herself, my grandfather was a Hokage, a great powerful shinobi who led the village. My father was a Jonin, and a skilled elite shinobi who also protected the village. They're gone now, but that's why it's my turn to prove myself and become a respected shinobi just like they were, as she ties on her headband. I actually do love that. It really goes to show that some people take pride in legacy and want to stand up for what came before them. Ooh, the art in this is looking good. Konoha story, the Steam Ninja Scroll. See, I want to say that this person gets pretty close to how Kishimoto does his artwork. Dang, not bad. But seeing it more in action will really tell. But at least the colors for this spread look pretty good, pretty spot on. More of Mirai's narration. The efforts of many heroes brought the Fourth Great Ninja War to an end. Peace had returned to the world, and relations flourished between the ninja villages. We see Boruto and Himawari. Little by little, the world was getting better. You see some building efforts, with Gaara helping out with his sand and Naruto. Mirai thinks, however, even in such peaceful times, shinobi still have a lot of work to do. And we see Mirai running through the forest looking around. Oh, she hears a bell going tinkle, tinkle. She thinks, there, found you. She leaps into the bushes, rustling around them, saying, why, you finally caught ya. And she pulls up a little tiny kitty. And cat finding missions are the starter of the starter situation. This is such a cute little kitty. Mirai narrates, I am Sarutobi Mirai. Again, this is my current mission. Yeah, I think in the anime she was already a chunin when this story was adapted. Mirai looks around saying, stray cat, capture mission complete. Hey guys, I caught the cat. And then she pauses. Did she lose her team? She says, where did everyone go? I think it's the other way around, kid. Well, I think I came from that way. Huh? Or was it the other way? Oof. First rule of ninjing, know your surroundings. Mirai thinks about her mother, scolding her, saying, why must you always go charging off on your own, young lady? Mirai says, what am I gonna do? Mom's gonna be pissed at me again. Maybe I'll never become a great shinobi after all. Oh, dejected. Okay. I didn't see the speech bubble at first. She hears someone talking. She says, oh good, that must be them. She thinks, I keep messing up a lot lately, but if I try hard and never give up, I know someday everyone will recognize me. I will be a great shinobi. And as she leaps over some rock, she hears the person say, the era of shinobi has ended. Shinobi are nothing more than relics of the past. We see a man dressed in a cowboy hat and a cloak and some chaps sitting on a cut-down stump. Mirai hides behind a tree, thinking, that man, where have I? The man continues to speak to himself, saying, the new era is already beginning, and we need to adapt. We must go with the tide. Don't you agree? Who's he talking to? Mirai thinks, oh, that's right, the bingo book. Ooh, a criminal. The man says, is something wrong? What? We're being watched? How the hell? Mirai thinks, oh no, did he notice me? The man says, yes, I'll handle it. And he instantaneously appears right behind Mirai, saying, what are you doing here, young lady? Mirai immediately jumps away, all while protecting the cat. The man observes Mirai and says, you have a shinobi cat? No, that's not one. He starts to walk towards Mirai, saying, don't trained shinobis, dogs, and cats have more of a fight in their eyes? Oh, I see. It's just an ordinary cat then. Man, this guy really is talking to himself, huh? It doesn't look like he has an earpiece. You were looking for a lost cat, is that it? That's a job for a genin. Have I been found out? And by this child, no less. No, surely not. She stumbled here by accident following that cat. Oh, he's talking to someone still. Ah, that's throwing me off. So, what now? There's no harm in leaving her here. After all, what could a child like her do? It's decided then. All right, I'll be quietly on my way. He turns to leave, saying, goodbye, young lady. Forget you ever saw me. Oh, Mirai, no. Mirai says, wait, you're Mezu, aren't you? The assassin. She pulls out her kunai, saying, you betrayed the village. You used shinobi techniques to murder innocent people. I can't just let you go. Ooh boy. Mezu stops, saying, how do you know that name? Oh right, the bingo book, I suppose. Good grief. Yada yada. You may be a child, but you're still a shinobi, right? And you've remembered my face. You foolish child, I was going to spare your life. Didn't you understand that? And he turns to Mirai with a cold expression in his eyes. A shiver runs down Mirai's spine. The kunai trembles in her hand. Her body shakes. Mezu steps towards her, saying, here's a lesson for you. In this world, foolish children die young. Mezu slowly walks around Mirai. As she shakes, she thinks to herself, calm down. Remember your training. No matter how strong he is, there is only one of him. Use the genjutsu your mother taught you. But Mezu creeps close next to her, getting in her ear, saying, oh, and that bingo book you so studiously memorized? It was wrong about one thing. I'm not Mezu. Several people in hoods and masks appear right next to Mezu. Mirai shocked, saying, a doppelganger jutsu? No, wait. And we see about, 6 people standing behind Mezu as he says, we're Mezu. Oh, so Mezu is a group, not a singular person. Mirai thinks, those aren't doppelgangers. They're all real people. Mezu kind of shockingly pulls out a freaking gun and cocks it as he says, so what now, young lady? You can't run, and we won't let you. Mirai thinks quickly, thinking, it doesn't matter how many there are. I have my genjutsu. She forms hand signs, and suddenly roots and vines come up from the ground, binding all the members of Mezu. The man in the hat yells out, impossible. You got all of us in one instant? Mirai breathes heavily as the man in the hat says, all right, we give up. We surrender. You can take us back to the village. Please, have mercy. Oh, it's a trap. Mirai thinks, I did it? Now everyone in the village will see me as a real shinobi? I did it. She starts to blush wildly, but then she snaps out of it when the man in the hat says, what kind of nice dream were you having? Mirai comes to, realizing none of the men are bound, or trapped in the genjutsu at least. Mirai asks, huh? But what about my genjutsu? The man steps forward towards Mirai, saying, ha! As if we'd fall for that childish excuse of a genjutsu. Listen here, young lady. And he smacks Mirai to the ground. He says, high-level shinobi always stay 2 or 3 moves ahead of their opponent. The cat stands in front of Mirai and hisses at the man. What an asshole. He kicks the cat, saying, get out of my way. Well, Mirai looks at the poor kitty and yells, damn it, why you? And she chucks some throwing stars at him. But he manages to easily deflect all of the shuriken. But he then sees more of them coming towards him, taking him off guard a little bit. He thinks, Shadow Shuriken, and uses his cloak to deflect them. But he then notices blood dripping from his cheek. As he rubs at his cheek, he says to Mirai, you think you're so clever. I planned on giving you a quick death since you were a mere child. But fine. Have it your way. If you want to play shinobi, you can suffer and die like one. The man in the hat grabs Mirai by the throat, holding her up, saying, the times have changed. The village, friends, those things are meaningless now. What can you possibly hope to achieve by clinging to worthless ideas? Mirai says, you're wrong. The man questions, what? Mirai struggles in the man's grasp, saying, Even if times change, there will still be those who need shinobi. And until that day comes, we will endure, no matter how painful it is. That's what makes a true shinobi. The Mezu gang, including the man in the hat, begin to laugh at her. And as the man in the hat pulls out his revolver, he says, "Endure? What an outdated mindset. But sure, that's fine. Endure to your heart's content." He looks at Mirai coldly, shocking her, as he says, "And die along with the bygone times." I didn't see it before, but he has like a knife attached to his revolver. So you have the knife and then the barrel on the top. And he goes to stab Mirai. Ah, nice! We then see Azuma's chakra blade stabbed into the man's shadow, causing him to freeze in place. The man thinks, with his knife inches from Mirai's face. He thinks to himself, "Huh? I can't move." And a man slowly approaches from behind him. It's none other than Shikamaru. Shika-fucking-maru. As he tells Mirai, "Sorry I didn't get here sooner, Mirai." Mirai calls out, "Master Shikamaru." The man in the hat slowly turns. "A young man from the Nara clan. Shikamaru Nara?" Shikamaru goes to the cat who was kicked aside, saying, "Cats, capricious little things, aren't they? I can't say I expected a cat rescue mission would lead you to stumble upon our mission." Mirai questions, "Our? Okay. So it was honestly just happenstance that Shikamaru ended up here." The rest of the Mezu gang go leaping towards Shikamaru, who easily manages to avoid all of their strikes and attack. He says, "How nice of you to rush me all at once. That'll help me wrap this up before dusk." And as the Mezu gang start to really outnumber him, Shikamaru, still clutching the cat, pulls out a kunai, going straight for the man in the hat. But before he can stab into the guy disappears. He managed to move out of the way because one of the Mezu gang members managed to kick the chakra blade out from the guy's shadow. And before Shikamaru can do anything, he realizes they got away. He turns to Mirai with the cat leaping towards her, saying, "Are you hurt, Mirai?" "Whoa!" Mirai cuddles the little kitty and says, "You're safe now. I'm sorry, kitty. I'm so sorry." Mirai then tells Shikamaru, "Master, we have to hurry up and catch them." Shikamaru kind of dismisses it, saying, "Huh? All right. They're a fast bunch. Too bad." Mirai is taken off guard by his nonchalant attitude, saying, "Seriously? How can you say that?" But Shikamaru calms her, saying, "Relax, Mirai. It's too bad for them." Mirai is kind of questioning what he means by this, but Shikamaru says they picked the worst direction to run. And as the man in the hat runs with his team through the forest, he thinks the Konoha ninja don't have us completely surrounded yet. We could still escape. But then the man in the hat notices someone in the distance, a single person standing in the way. The man in the hat thinks they're alone, and he tells his team, "Instant annihilation." But as they go rushing towards the person standing in the way, they're all brushed to the side. The Mirai gang continue to try to strike at their unknown assailant, but they miss every time. The person kicks them, knocks them down, deflects any shuriken they throw at him, even redirecting some of them back at his assailant. One of them tries to pull out a fireball jutsu, which engulfs the stranger, but the person just appears behind the caster with a swift neck chop, putting them to the ground. The man in the hat says, "You forced my hand," and the man goes charging at the unknown person. But before the man in the hat can strike, we see none other than Kakashi Hatake, zapping the dude with a lightning blade, I guess? Just a taser attack, more or less. The man in the hat questions, "But why? What is a Hokage doing here?" The man slumps to the ground, and Kakashi says, "Well, working at a desk all day, I don't get enough exercise, so sometimes I go out on walks." The man is completely perplexed, saying, "It can't be. You found us because you just happened to be out on a walk?" And he passes out on the ground. A smoke signal comes up from the forest. Shikamaru sees it and says, "Looks like it's over." The signal says they've all been captured. Mirai slumps to the ground, saying, "Phew, that's a relief. Master, I'm still not a real shinobi yet." Shikamaru looks sad at this and says, "What are you going on about? You've become a fine shinobi. After all, you've got the headband, right?" But tears well up in Mirai's eyes and says, "But I was too scared to do anything." He begins to cry. Shikamaru says, "Well, of course that's to be expected against them. No genin could take on that class of opponent alone. Well, it depends on the genin. You bought us enough time to surround them. I think you should be more proud of yourself. Mirai wipes away her tears, saying, but Shikamaru tells her, when a person recognizes they aren't qualified yet, that means they already are, just as you are now. Tears well back up into Mirai's eyes, and Shikamaru tells her, but now that you're aware of that, you should think of this as the start of your real journey. I know you can be a great shinobi. Well, and also, you could stand to take it a bit easier. How should I put it? You've always had a reckless streak. Sometimes you go charging ahead on your own. Mirai takes that to heart, saying, yes, sir. The rest of Mirai's team arrives, saying, hey, Mirai. Mirai says, master, guys. I wonder who's in charge of her squad. I can't really tell who any of the people on her team are, or even the leader of her team is. I guess it's not really important. Her master says, you went running off on your own again. I'm glad you're safe. Mirai says, yeah, I'm sorry. But her master says, I'm gonna tell Kurenai about this. And Mirai says, oh no, I knew it. Yeah, I forgot. This would be during the period when Kakashi was the Hokage. Back at the Hokage's office. It's interesting. So Shikamaru was working as a Hokage aide even then. But he was the highest ranked member amongst his entire generation by this point anyway, so it makes a lot of sense. Shikamaru reports to Kakashi saying, they were planning to assassinate a wealthy tourist here in Konoha. Their client has already been identified and apprehended. Naturally, Shikamaru did his research. Kakashi says, I see, all things considered, I'm glad we caught them before anything happened. And as for the bingo book, we'll have to revise the entry for them from Mezu to the Mezu gang or something. I better fix it after this. Well, they've been caught, so... Alright, and is the girl alright now? Shikamaru says, the girl? Kakashi... reaffirms, your student. Shikamaru says, yes, after all, I've done my best to prepare her. Kakashi simply smiles and says, okay, good. But Shikamaru starts to sweat a little bit, saying, but, I didn't mean to cause you trouble again. Kakashi says, hey, none of that. I'm the one who insists on going on walks every now and then. Shikamaru simply says, Kakashi leans back in his chair saying, but I think I'd like a vacation next if you can believe it. Shikamaru says, please no. And Kakashi simply laughs saying, I'm just kidding. I'm the Hokage. I'm too busy for that. Shikamaru thinks, sheesh, this guy, I swear, as he walks out of the office. But before she leaves, Kakashi says, that girl, I think she'll become a great shinobi. And Shikamaru simply says, I think so too. I guess we pick up sometime in the future. This is probably when Mirai is actually a Chunin. She happens upon a cat saying, wait, are you the cat from before? I guess it is the cat who's now much bigger than before. As Mirai picks him up and says, whoa, long time no see, buddy. Looking good there. You're all big now. But the cat bounces out of her arms and Mirai hears some people say, hey, where'd it go? I've had enough. I want to go home. That cat isn't anywhere. Oh, it's Sumire's team. So yeah, this definitely... Because I think the earlier part was like, since it was before when Kakashi was still Hokage, since we see Sumire's team, this has to be when Naruto is Hokage. So yeah, some time has definitely passed. Mirai spots him and says, a lost cat mission, huh? Wait, could it be the same cat again? Sumire's team calls out, seriously, where'd it go? That's enough. Come out, cat. Mirai simply thinks, good luck with that. She then says, oh, whoops, almost forgot. I'm on a mission too. Gotta hurry. Mirai adjusts her pack, tightens her headband, and heads off, leaping across the roofs of the Leaf Village. We then see Kakashi and Might Guy with Kakashi at the outskirts of Konoha, at the doors. Kakashi says, our escort should be here any moment. Well then, shall we be off? The land of steam await. And Might Guy says, oh yeah. So yeah, okay, that's what I remember from this adaptation, that it was a story about like Mirai, Kakashi, and Guy at some kind of spa or something. So it was just kind of an escort mission for a former Hokage. I actually kind of liked it. The one interesting about a lot of the Naruto and Boruto fillers is that, honestly, a lot of side characters would never get any time to shine without them. These side stories are the only times these characters get to be fleshed out, have their personalities and emotions explored or anything. I feel like without this, we would never know anything about Mirai, how hard of a worker she is. We just know it through secondhand experiences. I mean, for me personally, who's only like read manga stuff, when it comes to Mirai, it was this and the very finale of Naruto, where you see Mirai heading out, saying goodbye to Kurenai, and that was about it. Like, this has given me more content for Mirai than I ever expected to have. Honestly, in this special alone, it feels like Mirai has gotten a little bit more exposure than Azuma ever did, which is also kind of sad. But what did you think? Were you happy to actually get a story about Mirai? Or do you feel like it could have gone to a different character? Like, hell, Konohamaru, again. Konohamaru, all things considered, doesn't get as much attention as it feels like he should, especially being the sensei of Boruto. But as I said before, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Personally, I really enjoyed this. If nothing else, the art was really good. Really felt like just old school Naruto. Maybe this person was an assistant of Kishimoto back in the day. And nothing against the Boruto manga illustrator, but I mean, it's always kind of jarring to see that person's artwork because it's just very specific. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on the next video. And until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and my Genjutsu will force you to watch the next video. Bye-bye.